Have you ever tried to read the entire Bible and felt completely lost halfway through? Maybe you started full of enthusiasm but suddenly hit those endless lists of genealogies or passages that feel more like riddles than a source of wisdom. The truth is, most people don't know where to start or believe that a lot of free time is necessary to accomplish this task. But what if I told you that there's a simple, practical, and proven method to read the entire Bible in just 1 year and without suffering? That's right, you don't need to be a scholar or a religion expert to achieve this spiritual and intellectual milestone. If you think it's impossible to fit Bible reading into a busy routine, you're about to discover otherwise. With just 15 minutes a day, strategic organization, and a bit of creativity, you can turn this journey into a light, enriching, and most importantly, transformative experience. In this text, we'll explore every step, practical strategies, and digital tools that can help you reach this goal. Ready to find out how? Reading the entire Bible is a task that intimidates many, and it's no wonder. Imagine coming across long lists of genealogies or passages that, at first glance, seem disconnected from modern reality. This creates a sense of frustration and can cause even the most determined to give up. After all, who hasn't gotten lost in the so-and-so begot so-and-so while trying to grasp the message behind it all? But know that these challenges are more common than you think, and facing them is the first step to delving deeper into this spiritual journey. One of the big secrets to overcoming these obstacles is understanding that the Bible is more than a book. It's a mosaic of stories, teachings, and human emotions. To make it easier, how about starting with the Gospels, such as Matthew or John, where the messages of love and transformation are more straightforward. These sections can create a solid and motivating foundation before exploring denser parts like Leviticus or Numbers. The key here is to start small and gradually pick up the pace without rushing. Now, a practical tip. If you've tried reading and got stuck at some point, don't blame yourself. Replace frustration with strategy. Set aside 10-minute slots to read a short passage and reflect on it. Or better yet, how about using an audio reading app? Imagine listening to Psalms while driving or taking a walk. This turns reading from something intimidating into something integrated into your day. But from there, it's essential to have an overall understanding of what the Bible is. The Bible is much more than a book. It's a library of 66 volumes interwoven to tell an epic story. Divided into the Old and New Testaments, it spans thousands of years of history, with a variety of styles ranging from epic narratives to poetry and prophecy. Imagine the richness of Genesis, which speaks of the creation of the world, to Revelation, which reveals the conclusion of human history. This diversity is what makes the Bible so fascinating and, at the same time, demands thorough exploration. Each book has its unique purpose and essential contribution to the whole. While the Old Testament presents the history of Israel, its struggles, and its covenant with God, the New Testament illuminates the plan of salvation through Jesus Christ. For example, in Exodus, we see God giving the laws to Moses, while in the Gospels, we follow the life of Jesus and his teachings. Understanding this division helps piece together the spiritual puzzle the Bible proposes. To make it easier, think of the Bible as a great journey. You wouldn't visit all the cities in a country without an itinerary, right? Here, the itinerary can start with the Gospels, jump to Psalms or Proverbs, and then explore the stories of the Old Testament. Practical example: begin with Matthew, read Genesis, then Psalms. This alternation of styles keeps reading interesting and easier to assimilate. Dedicating just 15 minutes a day to Bible reading may seem small, but it's surprisingly effective. This approach, based on consistency, turns what seems like an impossible goal into something tangible. With such a short and manageable time commitment, even the busiest people can fit reading into their routines. Think about it. While waiting for your coffee to brew or taking a break at work, you could be progressing through the greatest story ever written. Simple, right? For instance, if you set aside 15 minutes a day, you could adopt a reading plan that covers 3 chapters daily and 5 on Sundays. This way, you complete the entire Bible in a year. Want more? Divide the readings between the Old and New Testaments, alternating styles and themes. A good practice is to start with a chapter from Genesis, followed by one from Matthew. This ensures a journey that is rich, balanced, and most importantly, inspiring. The most interesting thing about this method is that it doesn't demand perfection but persistence. If you miss a day, make up for it the next without guilt. And why not use technology to your advantage? Download an app that sends reminders and provides a reading plan tailored to your pace. Reading the Bible becomes much lighter when you adopt practical strategies to organize it. One of the best tactics is to combine long and short books, balancing depth with a sense of quick progress. For example, after tackling the density of Genesis, you can move on to the brief and poetic book of Jonah. This alternation keeps the reading dynamic and prevents you from feeling overwhelmed. After all, no one likes being stuck in a monotonous rhythm, right? Another helpful tip is to choose a key verse from each book that touches your heart and repeat it throughout the day. Imagine reading Romans 10 verse 17, "Faith comes by hearing," and meditating on it while going about your daily activities. This habit not only reinforces memory but also helps the message truly stick in your mind. You can also jot down these verses in a notebook or even on your phone, creating a sort of spiritual diary that will serve as a source of future inspiration. And when the context seems confusing, don't despair. Use study Bibles or reliable commentaries for questions, but avoid getting lost in information that delays reading. Focus on the main text first, leaving deeper research for later. This helps maintain your pace while ensuring a deeper understanding in the long run. Strategy is not just about efficiency, but also an invitation to savor every moment of this journey. In the digital age, technology is a powerful ally for anyone wanting to read the Bible practically and consistently. Bible reading apps like YouVersion not only offer personalized reading plans, but also send daily reminders to keep you on track. Additionally, the option to listen to the Bible's audio ensures that even the busiest days are filled with spiritual teachings. Imagine listening to Psalms while taking a walk or washing dishes, a transformative and practical experience. Another incredible feature of these apps is the ability to share progress and insights with friends or reading groups. You can create a support network where you encourage each other to keep going. An example, organize weekly challenges with your reading partners, who read more chapters or noted the most inspiring verses. This makes the experience even more interactive and engaging, like a faith community connected through technology. For those who like something more personalized, there are apps that allow you to mark favorite verses, write personal notes, and even sync reflections with calendars. Want an extra touch? Try listening to the New Testament in audio and then reading the Old Testament to complement it. It's like piecing together a puzzle, but with the help of a practical tool in your pocket. All of this turns the challenge of reading the Bible into something accessible and even fun. Reading the Bible goes far beyond a simple habit or personal goal. It's a true spiritual and transformative milestone. With each page, the reader discovers a treasure of wisdom that transcends time and speaks directly to the heart. Imagine understanding the plan of salvation in its entirety, from sin in Eden to final redemption in Revelation. It's like having a clear map for life's journey, bringing clarity and purpose in moments of uncertainty. This practice not only strengthens faith, but also enriches the mind. Those who dive into Scripture learn about love, justice, and resilience in ways that go beyond theory. Think, for example, of how Job's story teaches about patience and unwavering faith, even in the face of hardships. These lessons don't remain confined to reading but shape attitudes, decisions, and how one sees the world. It's the kind of learning that turns the ordinary into something extraordinary. Above all, the Bible is a conversation with God, and each reading is an encounter with Him. Have you ever thought of using this moment as a restorative pause amidst the hustle and bustle? Light a candle, set aside a quiet corner, and let the words echo in your mind and heart. This simple act can redefine your spiritual connection and renew your energy for daily challenges. The greatest threat to the habit of reading the Bible is procrastination, the famous excuse of, "I'll start tomorrow." The problem is that tomorrow never comes, and the reading plan gets shelved before it even begins. To avoid this, create practical strategies like setting a fixed time or using phone alarms as reminders of the commitment. Want an example? Reserve the first 15 minutes of the morning or the last moment before bed, turning reading into part of your routine, like brushing your teeth. Another common mistake is rushing to skip parts considered boring, like genealogies or laws. But even these sections have something to teach. The lists of names, for example, show how God values generations and is faithful to his promises over time. The tip is not to get lost in the details, but to understand the overall purpose. If needed, take breaks and research the historical context to enrich the experience. This helps overcome challenging parts without becoming discouraged. And, of course, having a reading partner can be the extra motivation you need. How about inviting a friend or family member to read along? You can discuss passages, share learnings, and even set small goals to achieve together. This connection makes the experience lighter and more enjoyable while keeping both of you engaged. The secret is creating the right environment for reading to flow naturally. Now that you have all the tools and strategies to read the entire Bible in a year, the question remains: are you ready to turn this knowledge into action? Remember, every page read is a step toward a deeper relationship with God, greater spiritual clarity, and a richer understanding of his promises. How about starting today? Choose a plan, download an app, or simply open the Bible to your favorite chapter and take the first step. Do you think you don't have time? Remember, it's just 15 minutes a day. Imagine how many times you've spent that time on social media or activities that didn't make a difference in your day. Now think about the impact dedicating that same time to reading the Word could have on your life. What are you waiting for to start? If you're committed to making this change, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to receive more tips like this. After all, accompanying this journey with me will be a way to ensure you stay focused and keep learning. So, shall we transform the way you live your faith together? I'm excited to hear how these steps will impact your life.